My girlfriend said, I regret leaving my ex-boyfriend for you. So, I stopped paying for her. I regret leaving my ex-boyfriend for you. That's what Olivia Bennett said to me while sitting across the table at a quiet rooftop restaurant in Scottsdale, Arizona. She didn't even hesitate when she said it. No trembling voice. No guilt in her eyes. Just calm honesty like she was stating the weather. I remember staring at her, waiting for a smile, a laugh, anything that would turn it into a joke. But nothing came. She picked up her glass of sparkling water and took a slow sip like the moment wasn't devastating. And in that exact second, something inside me went completely silent. Not angry, not heartbroken, just clear. Okay, I said quietly. That was it. No argument, no raised voice, no scene. But what I did next changed everything between us. Let me take you back a bit. My name is Ethan Calloway. I'm a financial consultant based in Scottsdale. Stable career, good income, structured life. And for the longest time, I thought I had found someone who fit perfectly into that structure. Olivia Bennett. We met at a networking event downtown. She walked in late, confident, dressed like she knew exactly the kind of attention she'd get. And she did. But what stood out to me wasn't just her appearance. It was how she spoke. Sharp, observant, strategic. She knew how to make people feel seen, especially me. Within weeks, we were inseparable. Within months, she had a key to my apartment. And slowly, without realizing it, I started building my life around her. I paid for most of our dinners, covered our trips, handled the little things that quietly add up over time. At first, it felt natural. I wanted to provide. I wanted to show up. And she appreciated it. Or at least, it seemed like she did. She would say things like, I've never had someone treat me like this. Or, you make everything so easy. And I believed her. But there was always one shadow in the background. Her ex-boyfriend, Daniel Whitaker. She didn't talk about him much, but when she did, it was always layered. He was complicated. He didn't understand me. It was intense. That word, intense. She said it like it meant something deeper than just a relationship. I didn't push it. I didn't feel threatened. Because in my mind, I was offering stability, consistency, peace, things I thought mattered more than intensity. But that night at the restaurant proved how wrong I was. Let me ask you something. If someone you love told you they regret choosing you, would you fight for them or walk away? Because in that moment, I chose something different. I chose silence. The next morning, nothing seemed different on the surface. I made coffee. She sat on the couch, scrolling through her phone. But something had shifted completely when she said, Are we still going to that place in Napa next month? I looked at her and said, If you want to go, you should book it. She blinked, confused. What do you mean? I mean exactly that, I said calmly. It wasn't aggressive. It wasn't passive-aggressive. It was just detached. And that's when it started, the slow unraveling. That week, I stopped covering things automatically. Not in a dramatic way, just quietly. Dinner came. I paid for mine. She waited, then hesitated, then pulled out her own card. You okay? She asked. I'm fine, I said, because I was. More than fine. For the first time, I wasn't trying to prove anything. Days turned into a pattern. She started noticing. Did something happen? She asked one evening. No, Olivia. You're acting different. I'm just acting accordingly. She didn't like that answer. And that's when the tension began to build. Because for the first time, she wasn't in control of the dynamic anymore. And neither was I. It was something else now. Distance. Then came the midpoint. The moment everything flipped. One night, she came home later than usual. Dressed differently. Quieter than usual. She sat down across from me. We need to talk, she said. I nodded. I saw Daniel, she admitted. I didn't react. We've been talking again, she continued. Still nothing for me. And I think I made a mistake. That was the twist. Not because she said it, but because of how I felt hearing it. Nothing broke inside me. Nothing collapsed. Instead, everything made sense. You should go back to him, I said. She froze. What? You said you regret leaving him, I continued. So go fix that. She stared at me like she didn't recognize me anymore. I thought you'd fight for me, she whispered. And that's when I finally leaned forward. What? I asked. So you can choose again? Silence filled the room. Heavy. Unavoidable. For the first time since I met her, Olivia Bennett didn't have control of the conversation, and it shook her. Days passed after that. She didn't leave immediately, but things were different now. She started trying, cooking dinner, checking in, acting softer, but it felt reactive, not genuine, like she was adjusting to losing something, not valuing it while she had it. Let me ask you something else. Would you trust someone who only shows effort after they feel you slipping away? Because I couldn't. One evening, she finally broke. "Why are you so calm?" she asked. "Because I already lost you," I said. Her eyes watered. "No, you didn't." "Yes," I replied quietly. "You just hadn't left yet." That was the truth she didn't expect. The relationship didn't end when she walked out. It ended the moment she compared me to someone else and chose him emotionally. A week later, she packed her things. No jidding, no drama, just quiet acceptance. At the door, she paused. "I didn't think you'd let me go this easily," she said. I looked at her one last time. "I didn't let you go," I replied. "You left the moment you said you regretted me." And then she walked out, just like that. No closure speech. No dramatic, just the sound of the door clicking shut. And strangely, peace followed. Not relief, not happiness, but clarity. Because sometimes the hardest thing isn't losing someone. It's realizing they were never fully with you to begin with.